minute. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I want to say hi,
Hi,
all the truth and light
everyone.
seekers, right? Right now, truth and light seekers. That's who we are. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
I like
Happy
that.
Friday. Yeah. It's like
Hey.
that just popped up while I was listening to the little intro, and I was like, we gotta be something. That's it. Truth and light. Welcome, Friday. Friday
Welcome,
night. I hope everybody
everybody.
had a fantastic week. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's get started. If you want to
Woohoo.
reach out to us, there's two ways to reach out to us. You can send us an email at 22truthandlight@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at, I'm pointing to Dana because she's the one that's good with the number.
678-223-3319.
Awesome. Yeah, so leave us questions. You can send us questions. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play your voicemail on air. We'll address all sorts of kind of questions, whether it's dream interpretation, whether it's issues or things that you have going on and you want some help with. We have a great one this evening on that. Or if you just want to share an experience and just kind of, get some validation for what you're going through. Right? We're happy to take it all. Yeah.
Just
Happy
give us
to
a
take it all.
challenge.
Right?
Give
We
us
love
a challenge. Give
challenges.
us anything and see what we can come up with for you. We're up for the
Yeah.
challenge.
We're up for the challenge. Yes.
Woo-hoo.
I tell you what, I got a good challenge for us today. Dana, you ready for this one?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
It's a doozy. I love doozies. It's so fun. So I have a friend, and she has something going on. Like, weird things are kind of going on with her. Like, she gets the sense that there are people from her past that know a lot of what's going on in her current life. And I keep getting the word they whenever I speak to her about it. I don't get an individual, I get a they. And so, anyway, so they seem to know things that are going on in her life that they shouldn't be aware of. And it's kind of like they have some kind of way to watch over her. And she also kind of gets the sense that they keep trying to do some type of cord connection, energy cord work, and energy work against her. And I'm telling you, like, I get a sense that whoever is actually doing the work itself, because I think the work itself is being done by one person, but it's at least two individuals that's kind of like orchestrating it or coming up with the ideas. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But at least two doing that. But I feel like who's actually doing the actual work is like protecting themselves in a way to where they can't be seen. So kind of like they're being cloaked. They're cloaking themselves. So them and their actual work cannot be seen. What do you think about that?
When you were describing, I was getting the sense that it was a single person and they want to be called they.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah, and as of the cloaking, I think that they are very spiritual themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And because of them knowing the cloaking, and I would feel a jealousy with them. Like they have like feelings for her, for your friend, and there's like a jealousy thing going on. So I'm feeling that. How would you stop that? I will have to think some more on that. So let's start bouncing, because how would you stop that? I mean, I feel
I feel like wishing upon them to get a life, right?
You could send love to them.
Yeah.
You can bounce that back with the shield, with your own shield, bounce that back. So you know what I'm saying? So bounce it back to them with love. So you're going to fill yourself up with love, and you're going to put it in your surroundings, your protective shield, and then you're going to push it off to that person. You're going to send it to that person, and hopefully that will loosen them up a bit, to where it give them the thought of, oh, I need to be nicer or something.
Or something. What I'm curious at, because when it came up, I was like, if someone is cloaking themselves so you can't, or anybody that you work with in that spiritual space are unable to see their handiwork, right? Or pick up on their handiwork, like on what they're doing. I did a little bit of research, but I kind of want to get, kind of like what you kind of think about it, because there has to be a way to detect that. Like, there has to be a way to identify that this is happening, and how to remove the cloak or see through it.
I got the word witch come through. To me, my definition of a witch is anyone who gives spells to anybody, whether it's good or bad. That's my definition of witch. So I feel like this person is a witch.
So it has been known that whoever is doing this does voodoo work.
So there's
like that has come up in our conversation, right?
Okay.
That has come into conversation, so we know that. I have a little bit of a different definition of a witch, but that could be another topic one day, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I need to write that
down. I got it.
It's like, because I have like a very different, but it's and there's no, I don't think there's any right or wrong, right? In that,
right.
And yeah. But yeah, they do. I do know that there's been like voodoo connected with it, right? I don't. That's more of a personal belief. Like, I don't believe that voodoo has to be deceptive or evil. I think it's all behind the intent of whatever you're gonna do, and what it's being used for, and making sure that it's all used from a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but then so like if you're, it's like I'm gonna take like I personally have never dealt with anything like this. Um, and so it really struck my curiosity when the conversation started happening. And if I felt things were kind of just going like just weird things happening, things that just didn't make sense, um, it's like, then I asked the question, it's like, well, how would I be able to tell? What techniques could I use as a spirit, being someone in this spiritual space to be able to see through that cloak and see what's going on?
I wonder also if it is something, because it is a free will, right? So you have the free will, and their free will is not having you get through to them. But
Right.
at the same time, she is interfering with someone else's free will in their space.
Mm-hmm.
They
Interesting,
are.
you just said she.
Or
You just
they.
said she is the they. You just said she
Yeah.
is the they. So just keep it in that, I mean, like, I know certain people are going to be watching this later, so just kind of remember that. And I thought it was very interesting because to say, like, words are no accident. I'm going to tell you, like, there are no accidents. And so words are no accident. Not that I know anything other than what we've talked about, right? But I just feel that your words are no accident, and that's just an important thing to take away from this conversation. The word she.
So we'll switch it to she. But yeah, so it's now I forgot where I was at.
So no, I agree, right? But it's like if somebody's doing that, and if somebody's coming into your space and messing with your energy and your progression forward and all that, you have every right to protect yourself, right? And this would be in
Exactly.
you have every right to protect yourself and find out what's going on. And so I did a little bit of research on some ways to kind of like techniques that you can use to kind of recognize when something feels like it's hidden in words, or that it's off. And it's very interesting because one of the first things that came through was anchoring the body. So, and I have said this, I can't tell you how many times I have said this in the last 3 to 6 months of being, fully grounded within your physical body. And it seems to be coming up more and more in different aspects, and not just this, but placing awareness on your full physical body, on your breath, on grounding in your feet, feeling that heartbeat, like being fully aware of your physical self. And so you're creating an anchor or a grounding, right, for yourself. And I'm just amazed because this has come up so many times in personal readings with individuals about that, because a few years ago, when we were working in this intuitive space, you wanted to be more out of your body and you wanted to be grounded, but you kind of wanted to still be kind of like a balloon, right? Like you're being grounded, but
Right.
you're very airy and lefty. But now it's changing to where we need to bring all of that within our physical bodies, more than we have in the past. And so, and it's interesting that, my research says this as well. But it's then when you're in that space, be centered and find the stillness within, and then start identifying the gaps. You're not supposed to look and to see what's happening. You're supposed to look and discover what's not happening, what's missing, where are the voids in your energetic field and around you. And when I say your energetic field, it's not just your physical energetic field. It could be the field, the energy of the room that you're in. Oh my gosh. I just had an aha moment. Oh my God. I haven't had one of these in a long time like this. So anyway, I kind of get excited. So I'm literally like, if you're in a room and you're in this grounded but meditative state, and you're scanning the room for the voids, that person who's cloaking themselves, their energy will be in that room. Kind of like they are, what is it called when you project yourself to be somewhere else? So like I'm sitting here in my house.
Remote viewing.
But I can, remote viewing. So they could actually be remote viewing. And so when you feel that something's watching you or listening to you, get into that space. And if you do it right, you're going to know exactly where they are. And you're going to be able, their cloak's going to be removed. You're going to know exactly where they are. And you're going to be able to banish them.
You got it. Huh.
That's so cool.
So in other words, we're putting like a cover over us so that they can't see in.
Yeah. When you're in that grounding, like when you're in that grounding center space, that's exactly what happens. Like you're going inward, so they can't see your physical and emotional reaction to things, because you're going inward and you're finding stillness. And so through that stillness and going inward, then you're able to scan the space that you're in and feel the voids or the hollowness within that space. And that is where your cloak is going to be. That's where they're coming in to surveillance your space. That's so weird, surveillance your space.
It makes sense though.
It does, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love it when that happens.
It does feel good. It's like, oh yeah, I get it now. I got it. Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
but I think the most important thing is finding that within yourself, right? So, and being that stillness within, and that is so hard for so many people. Because we could get caught up in things and just, and it's different than it's not meditation. So I want to be very clear, like that still, it's not meditation, but you're getting to a similar space of that, but you're going more inward and being more grounded within your body. So you're within your body versus a meditation where I go somewhere else.
So I feel that as when it's like the beginning of a meditation, when you're just getting yourself grounded and just getting yourself within, and then you go into your meditation, but it's just that beginning. So you're connecting yourself to earth, you're grounding yourself, and then you're focusing in on your heart so that you can feel what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you can
from that.
feel it.
Yeah. Also, when you get there and you're scanning, you could always ask the question, like, this, wherever like that space is, you can ask it to show itself. I think, now I'm just saying, for me, I don't know, like for everybody, and I love your feedback on this. So like you can ask for the energy that doesn't match to show itself. And I get a sense that I would see that more in my third eye or my mind's eye, versus physically seeing it with my physical eyes.
I feel like I'm getting more of a feel.
So you would feel, yeah.
I feel a lot of my energy within my heart and my solar chakra. That's where I feel a lot of my energy. So when I'm feeling that, I guess I would feel, okay, there's this energy I'm feeling, but then I would probably feel, oh, it's kind of like a feeling, oh, it's over in this corner or over in this corner, or you just get that, like a knowing, I guess, of where in the room it would be.
Yeah, I get that. And so from there, so let's say you've done all of this so far, you've been able to identify where their energy is in the room, right? So where they perch and watch. So then what would be, like, I got a vision of what my next steps would be, but because there's two things we have to do at that point. We have to remove it, and then we have to seal up the entry from which it came. Right? And so how would you go about in doing those things?
I'm getting like calling upon the archangels to remove this voodoo or negative energy that's coming through. And once you kind of feel that like separating and like dissipating, then you see that area close up. So you're like closing the door of it.
Nice. Nice.
That would be my thought.
I like that. I like that.
Because you're getting your help so that they're going to be able to know where it's coming from and to help and know how to send that back to that person. And
Right.
then once you feel the room feel more relieved, then you can like close that door, saying, okay, that area is now closed. It's no more not allowed to come back into our space.
Okay. I gotcha.
Or the client or visitor space.
Nice. No, I like that. Mine was much different than that. And so that's why I love like hearing other people's thoughts or perspectives on things, because it can be different. And honestly, in this world, in this reality, I don't think there's a right or a wrong to any of it. I like yours because it asks for help. Me, I'm a little hard-headed and I forget to ask for help. I'll just be honest. And so, me, I was thinking like, just literally, like, you've seen Iron Man, right? The Iron Man movies,
No.
Tony Stark. Oh my goodness. Where have you been the last 2 days?
I have not watched a movie like that for forever.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyway, so Iron Man
Anyway.
has these round lights. He has these round things on his palm of his hands that shoot out light, right? Or like light. And so basically I was envisioning like this white light shooting out of my hand and just pushing it out. And just pushing it out and then literally just sealing up the hole after they're gone. But I like yours better. Because I was just being a
I've had
brute
a
and be
lot
like,
of practice. I've had a lot of practice lately of trying to send out more loving to people. So I've been really
yeah,
trying to practice that. So that's what came to my mind. And your archangels are going to know how to handle that person's personality. You're going to understand who that person is
a
and
lot
how
better than
to.
you are. Yeah.
Right. Because you don't want to fight violence with violence, right? You want to just
Right.
give it easiness, give it the love. So that's what I would probably think. If I thought in time, if I was in your shoes, I would probably not think of that when I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah.
when you're more calm and relaxed, you can kind of think of those situations. So now I might be able to, okay, I'm not feeling it, but I'm going to ask the archangels to come in and
help with that situation.
help
Very interesting.
remove this.
Yeah. I like that. And believe me, look, I mean, no, I do that. Now I do that technique. Like if I'm doing Reiki and I'm removing, like an attachment from someone, I do that. Right. I ask for the archangels to come in and help, or a lot of times something will leave whoever I'm doing Reiki on. And basically I just cradle it in my hands and hold it up for the archangels to come and take it. Right. So they
There
can
you
take
go.
care of those. So, but I kind of thought of those things as, oh my God. Okay. So I just had another little moment. So when I'm doing Reiki and thinking about these attachments, I think of things that are just kind of lost and they're sad and they don't know what else to do. And literally, from the individual that you described, they are lost. They are sad because they're ate up with this jealousy and everything. And so they don't know what to do, right? And so they need that higher love and support to move them out of this darkness that they've kind of found themselves in. Ching, ching.
That's cute. I got it. Where is it? I got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Where is it? I'm going to burn my hair. I got my lighter. It's the aha.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. No, that's pretty cool. I love that. Oh. So are you still connected?
I am now.
Okay.
See, they didn't
Like
want us to do that. So here's the light. Here's our protection, our light, because they were listening and they didn't want us to go with it. So here's the light of love sending out
How
to you.
about that? That is just so, that was weird. And on my end, something weird happened. Like
We've never
something
had
really
that.
weird. No, we haven't.
Yeah, see, they don't want us, they don't want you figuring this out and figuring it out. So
we just figured it out. Chico, we just figured it out. I love it. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. So, only thing she has to do
That
is
was
center
beautiful.
herself, be grounded, scan her space, ask for the
Hmm.
archangels to come and take that, take their energy and their cloaking away, and then seal up the hole and be gone. Mm.
And thank them. And thank them. And
And
then
yeah, and thank them. Yep, absolutely. I do the gratitude. I like that you brought that up. Whenever I do my sessions, whether it's with an individual or with a group, or even after tonight, like when I'm done, I thank everybody involved, right? Like, I mean, like, thank you for such an amazing thing. Thank you for this and thank you for that. I think it's important to include gratitude in your work. Um, I think it shows that you're not, how do I say it? It's not all about you. You're just the messenger. You're just the vessel in which the work comes through. And so being humble in remembrance of that, I think is very important. Because as you can get into the, when you, as you open yourself up and you get into this space and you start being more connected and your intuition is turning up and more people are being drawn to you, people start looking up to you and they start putting you on this artificial pedestal, right? That you're something that you're really not, right? And I just think it's really important to remain humble and to have your gratitude for everyone involved, whether it be spirit, ancestors, your collectives, your archangels, the people, the actual physical people that you work with. Like, it's just so important.
yeah, it's always good
So
to send the
that is,
love. I'm really working with that myself. Is really feeling the love within myself, filling myself up with love, and then spreading it out to those that I have difficulty with. So I'm sending the love out to those that I need to clean up the relationship with, you know? So that's what I've been working on. When I feel my energy coming down, that's what I try to do. I try to sit, deep breath, open my, get within, feel the love, and then send it out to those that, yeah.
need it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Not, yeah. Yeah. I think it's important. Another thing that I think is important and, is to be unapologetically true to yourself and true to your spiritual awakenings or practice or gifts, right? I think it all needs to kind of be all wrapped up in that. For too long, and I'm guilty of this, and you may be too. I'm not 100%, but for too
I'm sure
long,
I am.
I hid my gifts from people that I thought it would offend or that wouldn't understand. And we're moving into our earth, our world is moving into a higher dimension altogether. And we've all heard that that veil is thinning and more people are
Mhm.
awakening and more people are stepping into this spiritual lifestyle and their gifts and things like that. And so what I have to say is you can't worry about other people's feelings. You have to be authentic and true to yourself and who and what you are. Everybody that's in a
I
spiritual closet, it's time to come
yeah,
out.
yeah, it's time to come out. It's time. People are open enough about this. Some of them don't quite believe in it, but I really haven't been quiet about it. I if you don't ask about it,
Hmm.
boom, it comes out.
Yeah.
And also it kind of depends on the situation and everything, but if it comes up, I don't hide it. I really don't hide it. I go to garage sales and everything, and I've had some, you know, feelings coming in, and I sit there and I start talking to the ones with the sale, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting this. Did the like an estate sale? Did the person that passed blah 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 blah? And one time I'm like, the person was like, no, but I did. And it's like,
Oh,
well, there
wow.
you go. So I'm really not very shy. I think that's why I go to garage sales anymore, is to see if I can find people that I feel that are
Yeah.
um kind of spreading the word, and
Yeah.
even people at work, I'm like the same way, it's like, okay, I have a feeling. I get this feel. There's one lady, I was like, I bet you she's got something to do with this. She's open. And recently I found out, yes, she is open. And we started talking and we ended up talking for about half an hour
Nice.
about it. So, I mean,
Nice.
I think it's open, and, if they don't like it, then they can walk away. They
Yeah.
don't have to listen to it. And I'll stop if they want me, if they don't like it or anything, but they're going to know who I am. I'm psychic.
Nice.
I've heard voices,
Nice.
I've seen things, I've heard things, it's like
Yeah.
the stuff's out there, and
Nice.
I don't I don't
Yeah,
hide it. I'm glad.
nice. Good for you. And I don't mean that sarcastically at all. I know it may have sounded that way, but I don't mean that sarcastically because, look, I'm sitting here giving the advice, but I will say, like, no, I'm in a fairly new job and nobody there knows. But I also keep it turned off at work too because I do work in the public school system. And oh my God, I couldn't imagine it being turned on and
Yeah.
having 600 people that's under a very small roof and being able to feel and read all their energies. I think I would feel like I'm going crazy. But I
Yeah.
have walked around the school when there's nobody there and I'll have it turned on because I sense that there's beings in that building,
Mm-hmm.
that like to be there. And I do sense that some of the beings in that building like to cause some of the chaos that happens there. But I just I'm like,
So those poor kids, are getting in trouble for something these others are doing. Poor kids.
yes. And some are like in tears.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble and I don't understand what I did. And I
Oh,
just send them love. That's the only thing I know to do because I don't want to open up to know exactly what's going on because I think it'd be a little overwhelming, but I just send them love. I was like, poor baby.
yeah.
But
That's tough.
it is. But I should be more open and I should be more willing to share, I guess. I just wait until somebody brings up the topic and then I chime in, but I'm not the first one to bring up the topic.
It kind of depends on how it comes about. You know, I mean, if I get the feel if somebody is open enough, I might bring something up in that area and just kind of pull them out a bit. And
no, I did that at my last job, but not at this one, right? And I think it's because I'm just new. I mean, I started in June. Yeah, I started in June, so really new. Yeah, June, July, maybe July. I started July. I started July, like right after the 4th of July, like shortly after that. Yeah, and so I have it here, and it may be, you know, I'm still filling people out, and I'm still trying to find, you know, kind of where I belong there. At my old job, several people knew, but when they found out, it wasn't when we were at work. They would come to events, and they would come to readings, and I would be the reader, and they would be
reader.
Oh, I didn't know you did this. And I'm like, yes, welcome to my world. I'll never forget, like, the first, this is so funny. A friend of mine, she knew that I did, like open gallery readings, and she's like, oh, I want to host one at my house. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. Never dawned on me that we worked together and she might invite people from work. Like, I just didn't really care, I guess. And so she invites all these people over, and she has like a little brunch, and you know, so everybody's supposed to like have brunch and then gather in the living room for this gallery reading. So I show up. I love being fashionably late, so if something starts at 6, I'm going to be there like at 6:10, 6:15, right? And so, like, I show up and I enjoy brunch, and I sit at a table and I'm talking with some of these people are my coworkers that I've worked with for years, and they think I'm there for the exact same reason and doing the exact same thing they are, right? And so then she calls everybody to the living room, and they get seated. And then she's like, I want to introduce you. She does a little thing and she introduces me, and I see these people's mouths just be like, I'm no longer in hiding here.
The door just flung open.
It did. Yes, it did. So, and many of them were still, you know, like, I mean, we still keep in touch today, even though we don't work together anymore. So it's pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. I know I'm starting to go around. The word is starting to be passed down now about me. So it's going to be kind of interesting to start hearing how people are talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They do know that I have a podcast, but they don't know what the podcast is about. But they know I have a podcast.
Okay.
But one person just recently found out about me being into the paranormal and supernatural and all of that. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, I'm so excited. This is so cool and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. And I start talking to them and everything. And then it's like, oh, maybe I spoke too much. So he hasn't been back to talk to me since. So,
I've done that before
you
too,
know,
right? Because we get excited, like, oh, there's somebody we can talk to
yeah.
about this, and we get so excited, and maybe we just kind of like just throw up all of this stuff, and it's just maybe too much.
Yeah, I think it was too much. Kind of freaked him out.
I love
And
it.
I
I
do
love it.
notice that females are more open than the men.
Yes. Yes.
When you bring this up, the men are like, oh, okay. Or they're like, oh, yeah, I'm into it. But when you really get into it, they're like, okay, you're above me now. But the women, they're all like, yeah, tell me more. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to try to say this very carefully. The males that I know that are really into it have very feminine energies.
But it is something,
Make sense?
isn't it? I mean, I know we all have these abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is the more feminine energy that allows us to have this, you think?
The feminine energy, so this is what's coming through. The feminine energies allow for a more instant connection in this because the feminine energy mostly leads from the heart. And the male energy leads more with the ego and the physical. The male energies lead more from the physical and the ego. So if they're not in their ego, they're very much in their physical, where the feminine energy leads more from the heart. Now, it can also lead from the ego, but when the ego steps aside for the feminine energy, it leads from the heart.
Makes sense.
And it's interesting. I learned something new.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's like the motherly love.
Yeah.
The feminine love. Yeah, that makes sense. The ego is the man being macho and everything. So it's how we see the male and the female. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. So before we go, we got one more thing. You know, people are telling you we love the photos. We love the photos. And so we have one photo ready to do this evening. And then again, you can send in your own photos if you want us to read them. Like it could be someone that you've known that's passed away. It could be of a pet that's alive or passed away, or it could be of a place that you've visited and may have had some experiences there. So we love your photos, and you can again send those to 22 truthandlight@gmail.com. So 22, the numbers, and then truth and light all together at gmail.com. So you can submit your photos there as well as your questions or your experiences. Like we take it all. We take it all.
Mm-hmm. Challenge us.
All right, so let me see here. I'm just making this a little bigger on my screen. I hope it didn't mess up the screen. So I'm just making this a little bigger on my screen so I can see. So the first words that come out for this picture is very caring, very loving. She has more in her passing than in her walking life, but more of a motherly, caring energy. She she still watches. So she's passed. Um,
Yes.
and so she still watches over all of her children, all of her babies. And it's interesting because they're not like her actual anybody that she spent her soul with during her lifetime here. Those are her babies, and she cares for them all. And I keep putting my arms out, like she just like gives a big old hug and just brings them in close, so she can hug on them, and so she can embrace them. Is kind of like a very motherly, caring thing that she does, for all of her babies. They're all of her babies. It's very interesting. I keep hearing that her life here was shortened, because she has bigger things to do on the other side. So when she was here in physical, even though she had a big heart and she thought everybody was her friend, she had still a very difficult time internally with all of that. Like, she believed this stuff outwardly, but she didn't believe it about herself. I feel like there was kind of like, she had a hard time believing it about herself, and on the other side, she can inhabit it all and believe it all and be all of that. But when she was in physical, she gave it all, but she didn't own it for herself. Does that make sense?
I can kind of see that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I get a sense her work was more important to be done on the other side. She came
Okay.
here to help people through their firsts. I get the word first around parentheses. So whether it was a first time skating, or a first time skiing, or a first time swimming, or a first time kissing a boy, or a first time holding hands, like, she came here to help people with their firsts. That's She loved all of her friends a lot. Did she pass before her mother?
Yes, her mother is still alive.
Because the words that, and it kind of confuses me a little bit, so I'm trying to tap in, because the words that I heard was, I miss my mother. And so that made me think that her mother was still alive, and she had passed.
Mm-hmm.
And even though her mother doesn't connect with her, and initially the connection didn't happen because of the grief around the passing, and so the mother didn't connect. She remembers, but she doesn't connect with her, and so she doesn't get to feel her mother.
Okay. Her mother does has told me that she does feel her within the home.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't
able,
necessarily mean she's not connecting.
Right. Yeah. Like, she can feel her in the home, but she's not able to feel the mother. She's not able to get close enough to feel the mom. And she didn't be in the same space with her, but the mom's kind of protected herself because
Mm-hmm.
of the level of grief that she's gone through. And so she can't connect with the mom. The mom can feel her, but she's not at that connection level because the mom she's protected herself so she doesn't feel the grief and the sorrow for the loss of her child. So her dad passed over.
Yes.
I says that her father's there. Her father had a lot of rules when she was a child.
Yeah, I could see that.
And so she says that it's funny because there was a lot of rules growing up, but now that he's on the other side, he realizes that the rules were kind of silly. And so they sit down and they kind of like reminisce and they kind of like joke about it now, right? It's like, well, you made me do this and there was really no sense in it. Like you had my bedtime like at 8:30 and I could have stayed up till 10, but you just wouldn't let me, right? It's kind of like silly little things. And then he's like, yeah, I can see that now. And you would have went to bed when you were tired and I didn't have to have that rule. But just silly little rules that we put on ourselves. It's interesting because I ask about the mom and the dad, like, is the mom able to feel the dad? And it's very interesting when I ask that because the words that came up is there's no need. She didn't have the grief of his passing like she did for the child.
No.
So were they already separated when he passed?
He had some medical issues, so that
More expected.
he was expected. This one here was not.
Right. So I'm thinking that, yeah, so if he was more, so she may have already like did the processing and of that, right, of his passing, so it wasn't such a burden on her.
Right.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have something? There's something of hers? Is there someone has like a trinket or like a toy, like something like a memorabilia of hers? And it's not the mom. It's like a friend or like a family member that was still a friend. I see that there's like a little like a little something, like it's small, like this little thing that I'm holding here, like it's something small. I'm seeing a cross. Did she wear a little cross?
Yes,
Do
I
you
believe
remember?
she did.
So I'm seeing a cross. So like someone has this cross and it's just kind of in a drawer, like in a little safe keep box. And just basically that's just her acknowledging that she knows someone has it, and they keep it like a like a memorial, like for her, right? Or a memory for her.
How close of a friend can you get that?
Sister-like?
Older than her or younger than her?
Is there like a Nancy or I don't don't know. I get nervous with names. Very close to the same age, or maybe a 2-year difference.
Nisi.
Nisi. Yes.
Yes.
I almost said niece. I almost said like niece or Nisi, but Nancy sounded better.
Yeah. Nisi.
Nisi. So just check in on that and see, like if you can, right? I don't know if you can, but if you can, check in on that and see. This is what she's got to say to you specifically, for you specifically, is keep up the good work. I say don't be shy, because there are situations where you get into where you're somewhat shy, and those are the moments when you need to speak up the most and share your voice.
Thank you.
You're doing well. And she's your cheerleader in the background. If you want her help, and this isn't just coming from her, this is what I'm hearing. This isn't just me. It can be for anybody and anyone on the other side, whether it be loved ones or their celestial team. Interesting words. Or the archangels, or the mythical gods that are there. But at any point you want help, all you have to do is ask. And she says that be a little braver in asking, because she would love to help you.
Thank you.
But like, we have to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Excellent.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Nice.
Awesome. Yes. A little background. I grew up with her. I've known her since I was 2 years old. Yeah, I'm in my 50s. She's a little bit older. She's a year older than me. She passed about 10 years ago after a few things happened in her life. I won't say too much because of the protection of the family. But she had a couple things happen in her life, and some of her friends were killed in a car accident. She made it through, and she ended up having difficulties, complications of an alcoholic. And that's what took her, was that right there. She's been gone now for 10, 15 years now.
Wow. Yeah, she didn't show me that at all. Main thing I got is that she's definitely more purposeful on the other side.
I could see her feeling that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Life's hard. I don't judge anyone that has challenges with it, right? And this is why I think it's so hard. When we're in spirit, right? Like when we actually do pass and we leave this physical body and we just become that nice little ball of energy, that perfect celestial ball of energy, we experience total love and total acceptance, and is at a level that's so much greater than what we've ever experienced here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a part of us that remembers that, and we yearn for it so much. And when we feel like we have to go outside of ourselves to find that, and we're unable to find it within ourselves, that's what separates us, and that's what that kind of leads to the factors of everything, of like how it can be so hard. So why people end up, doing the different things that they do, whether it be overeating, whether it be drinking, whether it be too much sex. Like, I don't know why I feel like I had to say that. It's like we try to find it in all these other different avenues versus finding it where it truly is, and that's within our own being, like our own energy, our own source.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll hold no judgment, because I know it's hard, and we all handle it differently and manage it differently. And look, I haven't been in someone else's inner, like, you don't know where they came from, and you don't know how they got to where they are at the moment. And so you can't judge that, because not only, as well as I do, not only do you have this lifetime to take into consideration, but you have past lives you have to take into consideration, and what people went through, what individuals went through during that. And so that just adds a whole nother level of complexity to it all. It's just like,
absolutely. Yeah. It's really tough. And I was happy to hear that she is connecting with her dad, because her dad she grew up with was actually her stepdad. And she did not find that out until her senior year in high school.
And
that
wow,
was by accident. And so it was devastating for her. And then after, she was in a car accident, and a couple of her friends in the car didn't make it past the accident.
Yeah, that's hard.
That kind of put her into a difficult time in her life. So, so to have her talking with her dad, that made me smile, because that was so awesome to hear. She has forgiven and is okay with that now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, that's nice.
So awesome.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good.
Yeah. Well, good job.
This has been great. Thank you. Yay. This has been great. Thank you for another wonderful evening, Dana. I just loved it.
Absolutely, Summer. We will have to meet up again on the 19th.
On the 19th, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down just in case.
So everybody out there, we will see you all again on the 19th. That's Friday, September 19th, and at 6:00 Denver time.
Yeah. 8:00 Eastern time, because you are in Denver, Colorado. And what are you doing in the next couple weeks, Dana? Anything exciting?
Oh, I have nothing really big in the next couple of weeks, but on the 27th and 28th, I will be in Cheyenne, Wyoming, doing a expo. So I will be doing some readings.
Nice.
So I'm excited. It's coming up. It's coming up faster than I realized.
Yeah. Nice. And
Yeah.
I am located in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I have, what do I have? I have a channeling circle coming up 2 weeks. So not next Thursday, but the following. So 2 weeks from now on a Thursday at the inner space. You got to put in the inner space, but you can also find it on my website. And then on the 27th, I am teaching a psychometry class. And so if you've ever held an object and felt energy from it, that's what I'm going to be teaching. And so again, that's also you find it on my website, which my website is listed by my name here.
Yeah. Same with mine.
Yeah, so check us out and come
Yeah.
and see us. We'd love to see you in person.
Yeah. Give us that challenge. Give us the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thanks, everyone. 2 weeks. Come see us in the meantime. Check out our web pages. And
send us stories and pictures and questions.
Absolutely, yes. Love them. Absolutely love them. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
All right. See you next time. Bye.